Hello, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb here, and on this episode, we're going to interview Dr. Ken DeBerry, coming up next. Hey, quick editor's note. So this is part 2 of the two-part series. If you want to see part 1, click down below in the description. There's a drop-down icon on the bottom right that you can see where the link will be of where I'll put part 1. Also, if you're interested in coaching, there's the link below for our Countess of Low Carb coaching group, which is... Hi guys. I'm Elizabeth. I am Countess of Low Carb, and if you don't know me, I am a proud mom to a 2-year-old, a wife, amazing sometimes. I try to be an amazing wife most of the times. But more importantly, I've lost 50 pounds through the ketogenics diet. And I'm really excited today to share with you Dr. Ken DeBerry. We have questions coming in for our weekly appointment that we have together of interviewing him, talking to him about the keto diet from a medical standpoint. Go ahead and like this. Go ahead and give it the subscribe button and go ahead and share it with friends. Who do you know that is looking to start the ketogenics diet, or maybe they haven't started the ketogenics diet and they are struggling with their weight, or they're struggling with their body hurting because it's inflamed from eating so many carbohydrates? Who do you know that you could share this with that could get some education and get some fun? Because y'all know I love to laugh. Flipping to another topic, loose skin. For folks who besides surgery, what are the other options of getting rid of loose skin?
So for some people, surgery is the only option. Either get used to it or get surgery. But now let me tell you, there's another concept I talk about a lot called intermittent fasting. And I don't know if you do that or not, Countess, but I have had several experiences with patients who had like 120 pounds to lose. And you guys know as well as I do, when you lose weight the old way, which is basically starving yourself, right? And eating tons of whole grains and just not eating anything good for you, you wind up with all kinds of loose, saggy, flippy, floppy skin. That doesn't happen if part of your weight loss regimen is intermittent fasting. It doesn't happen nearly as much because you activate something called autophagy, which basically means your body, when you fast for more than 12 hours, 12 to 14 hours, your body will actually start to auto-digest unneeded parts of your body. So if you've got precancerous cells somewhere, your body will just break them apart and use their parts for other things. If you've got redundant skin, if you've got redundant anything, your body will break it down. If you've got old cells in your liver that need to be replaced, your body will break those cells down and put new cells there. And that's called autophagy, and it's a hugely powerful tool. Wow. And you can actually heal things with this that would otherwise require surgery. And one of those things is the redundant swinging skin that's sometimes left by losing weight the old-fashioned way. But when you lose weight with a ketogenic diet plus intermittent fasting, that the redundant skin is almost a non-issue.
You said swinging skin. Man, that is descriptive.
Right? I love my adjectives. I'm sorry.
You're very good at it. That's why you're the author of the #1 best-selling book on Amazon.
I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
You got a great adjective. How often do we do intermittent fasting? How often should we be doing this?
There's multiple ways to do it. And I'm actually going to have a full part of my next book that's going to be how to basically cure type 2 diabetes with the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting as a marriage of teams. But there's going to be a full section on intermittent fasting. The most common way to do it, the way I do it, is you have a small feeding window and then a larger fasting window. So there's 24 hours in the day. And what I typically do is I'll eat for 6 of those hours, and I won't eat at all for 18 of those hours. And I know if you're not used to that concept, you're like, what the hell, right? That's what I would say. Like if you told me that 10 years ago, I'd be like, you're crazy, dude. Why would you do that? But here's why, okay? I started out because everybody fasts when they're asleep. Right? You fast when you're sleeping. You don't eat. I hope you don't eat when you're asleep. And so we'll say that's 8 hours. You fast for 8 hours every night, even if you don't do intermittent fasting. What would happen if you woke up and you waited an hour before you ate anything? And what if you went to bed and you didn't eat anything for an hour before bed? Now you're fasting for 10 hours. You could do that
Uh-huh.
for a week. That would be easy, right? That's no problem.
Yes.
And then after a week or two of that, you could add another hour on each end of the day, right? Then you're fasting for 12 hours. And so that's exactly what I did. I just kept pushing it off. And in the mornings, you use your bulletproof coffee with the fat and no protein and no carbs. And that keeps your leptin and ghrelin hormones telling you you're not hungry. So you're not hungry. And so I'll often go to 2, 3, 4 p.m. every day, not eating any food whatsoever, just sipping on my bulletproof coffee. I'm not hungry. I'm not in pain. I feel great. My brain is energized and alive because it's burning ketones, which your brain's capable of doing. If your and a lot of your doctors don't know that. You should tell your doctor, hey, did you know your brain can burn ketones? He'll go, no, it burns only glucose. But he's wrong. Okay, and then you'll have taught your doctor something. But I'm burning ketones. I'm burning the fat on my booty and my belly, wherever, and burning the fat in my bulletproof coffee. But then when I do break my fast, I'm not hungry, so I'm not ravenous, so I'm not eating everything. I'm not eating the kitchen empty because I'm not that hungry to start with. And often Nisha will say, have you eaten today? And I'll be like, no. And she's like, well, do you want to eat? Like, that's the question. Can you imagine that question in your
Wow.
house? If you can't imagine that question in your house, that's the power of intermittent fasting. She's like, do you want to eat today or not? And I'm like, no, I'll eat dinner tonight. I'm not going to eat lunch. And so we just don't eat. And sometimes I'll fast for 22 hours and just have a 2-hour feeding window, and it's effortless. Effortless. Yes. It's easy because I've got my bulletproof coffee to keep me satiated, so I'm not hungry. But it's a very powerful tool, and you can actually start very gradually constricting your feeding window. You don't have to start with an 18-hour, with a 6-hour eating window. You don't have to start there. There are some people who will fast 2 days out of the week. Some people will fast a week out of the month. Now that's rough. I've not fasted. I haven't fasted for over 24 hours solid yet. I want to, because I think everybody should do that one time. And I'm thinking about issuing a fasting challenge. I want everybody to just fast for 24 hours. You don't think you can do that? I bet you can. I bet you can do it. And we're getting a video together to issue a fasting challenge. But I've not done over 24 hours yet. And I don't know why. It's just like, it's such a habit to eat. And so, yeah. What do you think about that? Are you going to try it?
No. I love what you're sharing. I love what you're sharing. So can I be totally authentically putting myself out there? I really don't want to share this. I feel like maybe I should not share it, and I'm trying to have a filter. But I feel like if I share it, it will help other people.
No filter, share it.
Okay. Yeah, well, recovering from an eating disorder, for me, when I intermittent fast, it awakens the dormant bear of not eating, and that whole stuff comes back.
Excellent point. So if you have a previous addiction of any kind, intermittent fasting might help it tremendously, or it might make it worse. Right? And so only you got to know you. And so you might need to try it one time to know. But I've got guys who tell me that, man, and they used to have a problem with alcohol or other stuff like that. Now, eating disorders may be a special case, but they're like, yeah, dude, the more intermittent fasting I do, I don't even think about alcohol anymore. I've heard that before. But now, if you have had an eating disorder in the past, that can mess with your brain when it comes to food. And so, that may be something, and definitely talk to your doctor, talk to your psychologist if you see one, or psychiatrist, and say, hey, what do you think about this? And keep reading, keep researching. Don't just try it blindly. I think fasting is exceedingly safe because humans have been doing it for 1 million years. But if you have a previous eating disorder, you should probably talk to your doc and probably keep doing some more research before you give it a try.
So I have been the past few weeks, because we have a reoccurring date. We weekly talk to each other. So you've been inspiring me and educating me. And so I this morning I did some intermittent fasting, as people call it, IF. I did my IF, and I went swimming this morning because you had said that doing intermittent fasting on an empty stomach for athletes, it's really good. And so I did that this morning, and I went swimming. And then I was so ravenous, I could have killed somebody. Not really, but I was so hungry. Is that normal?
Some people do that. But now let me ask you this. When you were swimming, so you hadn't eaten all day, and you were swimming. How did you feel when you were swimming?
Incredible.
Yeah,
like the human woman Hulk. I mean, it was amazing.
How cool is that? Because, we're all taught from the time we're babies, if you don't eat every 2 hours, your blood sugar will drop and you won't have any energy. You should carb load before an athletic event. That's all crap. You don't have to do any of that. She was out there swimming like Wonder Woman on an empty stomach, right? Can you see her?
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing? Like the breaststroke, or just like, yeah, I would be doing the doggy paddle. That's how Southern boys, that's all we know. It's just the doggy paddle. Right? But yeah, with intermittent fasting, you think you're going to be tired and fatigued and weak and fainty. You're not any of that. It's the coolest, calmest, most centered energy. It's really kind of hard to explain to somebody who's never done it. It's almost spiritual a little bit. And I think that's why every religion without exception has recommended fasting, because it really kind of makes you feel very centered and very strong, but not a loud, boisterous strong, just a quiet, calm, centered, I got this. I'm fine. Yeah, it's really a cool feeling. So if you have never had an eating disorder and you want to give it a try, do a little research and give it a try. Nobody's going to harm themselves from fasting for 24 hours. Now, don't just start out with a 2-week fast. That's dumb. But nobody's going to be hurt if you fast for 24 hours. It's only going to help you.
So doesn't this screw up your metabolism? Yeah. Isn't your metabolism going to get messed up?
Yeah. Doesn't it look like my metabolism screwed up and your metabolism and Nisha's metabolism? Yeah. Yeah. It really screws you up. And and the reason that more and more elite level athletes, I'm talking about big guys like Olympic level athletes, are using the ketogenic diet and using intermittent fasting to train with, is because it screws up your metabolism so bad. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, sarcasm there.
I love it. I love it. Totally switching gears. So if you're joining us, make sure you like this video, click subscribe, go check out Dr. Ken's amazing YouTube channel. And hopefully you can't hear, my 2-year-old is taking my husband to the mat up there. Can you hear that? I'm sorry. If you need me to go, I will somehow mute it or something.
It's fine. I love babies. Babies are sweet, unless they got poopy pants. Shot.
Dr. Ken's so funny. So we're kind of wrapping up our time here, but I still have a ton of questions that I want to get to. So, but kids in keto, we had talked a little bit about, someone wrote in, I have a little girl who's 11 months old. We're taught to give our babies rice cereal and whole cow milk when they're older. Was wondering what Dr. Ken's opinion on this is. It seems that's going to spike their sugar.
Right. Great question. First, let me answer Jesse's question. She asked about working out in the fasted state. Jesse, absolutely. You should try it. Like, you'll have a better workout. And I know it sounds completely upside down and backwards, but you will have a better workout fasting than if you've carb loaded before. Try it and give us feedback. Leave a message and let us know. Okay. Now, keto for kids. I got several videos I'm in the works that are coming up on this.
Yeah.
It's a huge topic. Pediatricians get triggered real quick when you start talking about getting carbs out of children's diets. And we're gonna start tonight. I want to keep talking about this a little each week, because this is something we kind of got to ease into, because kids and pregnant women that's a touchy subject. Okay. Two things I'm going to talk about tonight. First of all, 30,000 years ago, women had babies, right? That's why you're sitting here listening to this, right? What diet do you think, after they breastfed for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, who knows? But when they weaned their baby off the breast, what diet do you think that baby ate? Do you think they gave them Lucky Charms and little banana chips and, I don't know, goldfish? No, they didn't do any of that. They ate a ketogenic diet just like mama did. That's exactly what they ate. And they thrived, they flourished, they grew up, and they reproduced. They obviously reproduced because you're sitting there right now. If one generation hadn't reproduced, you wouldn't be there, right? You're the product of thousands of successful reproductions back through the eons of time. And if the ketogenic diet was bad for kids, we all wouldn't be here. We'd be dead. So it's kind of dumb on its face. It's kind of stupid to say that the ketogenic diet's bad for kids, when kids have eaten a ketogenic diet for, I don't know, 1,000,000 years, 100,000, who knows, but longer than recorded history. Kids have eaten and thrived on a ketogenic diet. That's concept one that I want everybody to just think about. Just plant that seed.
Yes.
Don't agree or disagree yet. Just think about that. Here's concept number two. Theory number two is there are essential fatty acids found in fats that a child has to have, or they won't develop right. They'll develop poorly, they'll get sick, they'll suffer, and eventually they'll die if they don't have these essential fats. There are essential amino acids found in proteins that if a child doesn't have them, they will not develop and grow properly. They will get sick, they will suffer, and they will eventually die if they don't have those essential amino acids. Proteins and fats are mandatory. You have to have them or you will die. Sorry. Okay? Now, there is no such thing as an essential sugar. There is no such thing as an essential starch. And the word essential I'm using in a medical term, it means we can't make it. You either eat it or you don't get it, right? And so if you don't eat amino acids, you cannot make them, you'll die. If you don't eat the fatty acids, you cannot make them, you will die, okay? But there is no carb. There is no essential carb. There's no such thing. If you took, in my opinion, and when me and Nisha get knocked up and we have a baby, that baby's going to eat keto. I can tell you right now, okay? And I'm sure there'll be an occasional treat when a grandmother sneaks in, right? But overall, that baby's going to eat a ketogenic diet from day one, and that baby's going to be a superstar, and that's going to be the ultimate proof. But until that happens, just think about it. There are essential fats you have to have. There are essential proteins you have to have. There are no essential carbs that a baby, a child, or an adult has to have. There are zero. Those are the two. Let's leave it at that. You guys just think about those two theories. Do some Googling, do some reading, watch some YouTube videos, and then let's talk about keto for kids again next week with people, and then they'll have time to have formulated some questions. And maybe they could go see their pediatrician for some other issue and say, hey, what do you think about the ketogenic diet? And I'd love your guys' comments. What your pediatrician said about the ketogenic diet for your child. I'd love that.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I think that part of this, Dr. Ken, because you're a wise man, is the deprogramming of decades of people's decades worth of programming, and so deprogramming that with the facts.
Really, it seems like what we're doing here is nutrition and diet, but 90% of what I'm doing is psychology, sociology, and anthropology. That's literally 90% of what I do, is just trying to shift that paradigm or open the door and throw a seed in there and close the door and then let the seed grow for a while, and then we'll see how it's growing. And that's literally what I do all day in the office, because I can't just go and reprogram people immediately. They have to reprogram, and so you have to give them some time. That's why I want to wait a week and then let everybody think about the Keto for Kids concept and have some good questions next week after they thought about that. Thank you, April, for buying the book. Thank you, April. Thank you.
Yeah. High five, April. High five, April. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Yes.
Well, I'm speaking of your amazing wife, Nisha. She's going to be on the Countess of Low Carb on Thursday. I'm going to be interviewing her. I'm really, really excited to speak with her about her fashion and her style. And
see, that scares me a little bit.
For her.
That scares me.
Why?
Well, because when you find out how freaking cool she is, you're not going to want me back. I can just tell you right now.
Oh my God, I already know how cool she is.
She's
cool. I'm like, she's the coolest sister ever. Like, she's so freaking cool. I want to be her friend. I want to come to Tennessee and have you give me some Botox. Do you do Botox?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do Botox. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I need to come make a business trip there and get some Botox and then have Nisha style me.
Yes. That's tax deductible, I think. Yeah, all that.
That's why the Countess is a good businesswoman. No.
Let's do one more question, Countess. Let's do one more good question.
Okay. My last question was a rapid fire on foods. So what I would like to do is save my rapid fire food questions for next time. Yeah. But I would like to end just on one quick personal question that I had for you is, because you've hit the 50,000 YouTube followers, and everybody needs to go check out Dr. Ken D. Berry's YouTube channel. How do you deal with YouTube trolls? I've been fascinated and been wanting to ask you for weeks now.
I make fun of them. Either I ignore them or I make fun of them. Like, somebody was they said that my background was too busy. And I'm like, okay, I forget what I've said, but it was some little pithy remark, and I don't have a list. But it was just like, yeah, okay, thanks for that. I'll work on that immediately. You know, it's like, dude, really? That's it? I'm trying to literally change the world here, and you're worried about Hippocrates and Socrates and Athena. Okay, get over it. I'm sorry. No. And then there's the woman with all the boobs from the Middle East. I can't think of her name, but she's got like 1,000 boobs. The fertility goddess. I can't think of her name. Yeah. So.
Good,
Sorry.
thank you. I've been wondering this question because if you hit 50,000 YouTube followers, you probably got some YouTube
I get
trolls.
some. I just make fun of them, or even if they're really just egregious, I block them. But I don't. I maybe block two because I kind of enjoy them too. I think they're funny.
That's
Because
okay.
you
That's
know
why
what?
you're so fabulous. Because you take it
Listen,
with
you
a
know
grain of
what?
salt.
The YouTube algorithm, a comment's a comment, honey. Okay, and let me tell you something else. A thumbs up is just the same as a thumbs down. They both kick the algorithm exactly the same. So you can thumbs down all you want to, trolls. I don't care. Whatever. Just keep commenting. Give me your terrible comments because a comment's a comment, baby.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you, as always, for your amazing time. I look forward to our next time, and I look forward to Thursday interviewing Misha. Everybody come tune in. It's going to be a really good interview. It's going to be really fun.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Just to trust the diet, do the diet. Just trust the diet and do the diet. I promise you it's going to work, okay? It's going to work, and it's going to keep working. You may stall for a minute, but it's going to keep working. Just do the diet.
Good way to end out. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great night.
See you next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey, if you like this video for part 2, go ahead and check out part 1 if you haven't already. It's down below in the description, and would love to see you again soon. Make sure you click like, click subscribe, and also check out our other videos. If you subscribe to the channel, you definitely won't want to miss anything else. And if you're interested in ketogenics coaching, check out the description link below too. We have tons of people in our VIP Countess of Low Carb coaching program. So we'll see y'all soon. Have a great day. Bye.